Hi, and thanks so much for joining me here on the walking part of our nature journaling workshop. Today we're here in the Glen of Aherlow, and it's a really beautiful day today. We're going to explore one of the many trails that are here, and we're going to look for something to draw in our nature journals. So I have laid out here everything that I would typically have in my nature journaling kit. Most importantly, I would have some kind of paper that I can nature journal onto, so a little pocket journal or a sketch pad, even an old copybook would work perfectly. I also like to have a selection of different tools to draw with. It's also really important to stay hydrated, so I like to bring a bottle of water and a snack and maybe a change of clothes or some waterproof gear just in case it is Ireland after all. Oh hi! I've just come across these really pretty golden flowers. I think it's goldenrod, but I'm going to take a piece and press it in my journal and I can ID it later. I've come across this really nice pine tree. I believe it's a Scots pine, and I just love the texture of its bark. So I'm going to show you a technique where you can actually record this texture. And sometimes it's really nice to actually put this kind of thing into your nature journal. We're going to take an etching of the tree where we're actually going to trace the bark right onto our paper. So you place the paper right up against the bark, and you take your crayon or sometimes a chalk, whichever you prefer, and you rub lightly over the bark so that you get this texture coming out. Sometimes you have to go a bit harder in places or a bit lighter, and you have to go over a good area. Oh, I just broke my crayon, but that's okay. I have the other end. And don't forget, we will pick that up because we don't want to leave our crayon in the woods. And now, this way, we can remember what this bark looked like, and actually, we can also feel it as well. I've just found a really nice spot to sit down and take some time to sketch the trail ahead of me. And something I really love doing is taking a quick sketch with a pen on paper. And I'm just doing the rough outline. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just what I'm seeing right in front of me. And when I have a rough outline done, what I like to do is take some of the natural material that I've found along the walk, like ivy leaves or oak leaves, fern leaves, or even a rotting stick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as the tools that'll actually create my drawing. So I can actually use this rotting stick as the brown, and I can run up on the paper to make them my trees. It just makes this really interesting textured drawing. What you can do is you can try out loads of different things to actually make this work. Some materials you're going to try won't leave any mark on your page, but the fun thing is that you can try loads of different items. You could even pick up a bit of the soil itself and see how well that rubs onto your page. And that actually makes a really cool path. It gives you a bit of the texture that has actually been here on your walk. It also smells a little bit like the forest. So when you get home, you have your sketch of the trail you just walked, and also you have that really nice smell of the woods right here in your nature journal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some green from the fern leaves. We'll see how well that takes. So you crunch up the leaf like this, and then you rub it right onto your page. It highlights some of these things that we have drawn on here. And this actually is coming out quite well as green. You can also use it as the leaves on the trees, if you wish. And we can see what the other leaves actually look like. Again, you can squish them up and rub them hard straight onto the paper. That didn't work very well. So the ivy leaf, we're going to leave to the side. We're going to see how well the oak actually works. There you go. The oak is giving us a nice green texture as well. And I'm just running it up where I've put the path to give it an edge effect. This just gives you a little idea of what's right in front of us. And you can try loads of different things. You can go back over it with your pen again if you want anything to stick out or add in that extra detail that you might be looking for. So just in case you might forget what you used in this little sketch, you can also just do a little color swatch on the page right beside it, and you can write down what you used. So I just used the stick there, so I'm going to put in stick. It was that color. We're going to take our fern, smush it into the page again, and that's our lovely fern green. So we're going to write in fern, and then we're going to take our oak leaf that we used to show the different green. That's our oak leaf. And remember, we used a little bit of soil. So again, I'm going to pick up a little bit of soil and just rub it right here on the page. And you can see that they are actually different colors. And I'm going to call this forest floor soil. This way, I know what we used in our drawing on this side of the page. And you can write in different notes that you might want to keep. You can say where this was on the trail, or you can put in what didn't work as well. So I'm going to write in do not use ivy leaf. Did not work. That way I know I used it before and it didn't work in this drawing. So these are just little notes that you can take when you're doing your nature journaling. And this is a fun way to record nature using nature. Before you go, let's take a look at one day in a nature journal. These are the pages that I created during my trip to the Glen of Aherlow and the drawings that were created as part 1 of the workshop. My finished trail sketch using natural materials as the colours. I've added a few important details also to the pages here. Most importantly, I've added the date so that we can remember what day we were actually there on, and I've added that it's the Glen of Aherlow in County Tipperary. The ivy leaf might not have worked for us as one of our colours in our sketch, but it is a very important plant to wildlife, and that's why I've decided to add a leaf into my nature journal. I've added some facts about it, and really interestingly, it is one of the only plants to flower and fruit during the autumn and winter months. I've noted down its scientific name, which is Heterohelix, as well as its name Oscailga, which is Eidneon. Our pressed specimen of goldenrod, and did a leaf etching as well as the bark etching of the Scots pine, and some notes and additional drawings to go along with it. And finally, the drawings that we did today. Thank you and happy journaling.